tell me about your experience with the Rural Generalist pathway.
So I did my undergraduate medical training at James Cook University and heard about the Queensland Rural Generalist pathway during my training. And it spoke to me as someone who grew up in a rural area and always wanted to work rurally, and knowing that there was more support to do that made me sign up to the program.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Pentland, so west of Charters Towers, and then went to Charters Towers for schooling and then on to Townsville for uni.
Okay. JCU is good at that, recruiting rural people, isn't it?
Yep, that's, I guess, part of their MO is to get people from rural areas, and that whole grow your own, I guess, ethos is part of what attracted me there as well.
And how have you found the Rural Generalist experience?
Yeah, amazing. I think the program was really good in keeping you grounded and reminding you of why you're doing it. It kept your little community, your tribe, even though you're sometimes practicing in different specialties or with different groups that will try and attract you in their direction. I think the pathway really helps remind people that there is a community of rural generalists there to support them as well, even if that's not where they're always practicing, if that makes sense.
Did you feel you needed that?
There was not any point during my training where I thought that I would go and do another specialty, but I think having that community really to support you and have your people is really important. Being a trailblazer or be on your own all the time is hard work, so having those people in your corner is really good.
Yeah, okay, so you have felt like you're beating a bit of a path.
Not me per se. I think I went to Mount Isa as an intern, and we were the first cohort of interns in Mount Isa. I think that was fun but also challenging, and doing an advanced skill in Mount Isa that no one had done before and those sorts of things. So there was no one there locally to say, yep, you're on the right track, or this is what I did, this is what you can do. So having people, even though they're far away, that have been there before was really helpful.
I understand what you mean about that support network.
Yes.
Yeah. Gotcha. So Mount Isa in your future? Tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, so Mount Isa is home for us. We've been there a long time now, I think, but we're there to stay for a while. I did the Queensland Rural Generalist Pathway sponsored me to do my AFRACMA, so medical administration training, and from there I've actually started doing a second specialty in medical administration, and it's a bit of a juggle to try and keep that as well as my rural generalist stuff and parenting as well, but I think there's lots of people in this community that have done all those things, so it's really heartening to know that the path has already been trodden, and there's places for people that have done all of that in rural areas still.
Wow. Is your family still at Pentland?
I don't have any direct family there anymore. My parents are in Charters Towers now, and my sister's there as well, so yeah, but we still drive through Pentland frequently.
So you see mum and dad?
Yeah. So I'm only just under 8 hours from mum and dad, so it's just down the road for me, really.
Flinders Highway gets traversed a lot. Very
frequently.
That's really good, isn't it? That you still have your family network within reach.
Yeah. My mum's extended family are from Julia Creek, so I feel like that the Flinders Highway is my home, wherever I end up along there.
Yeah. It's great that the Rural Generalist Pathway has been able to help you make it your home, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I did pediatrics as my advanced skill, so lots of people do obstetrics or anaesthetics, and they're the most well known, I guess. I did pediatrics because that's where my heart is, and the pathway supported me to leave Mount Isa and rural to go and do some additional training in the Gold Coast, which was a lot of work for them to allow me to sort of branch out to a city space to do extra training with that fear that I might jump ship and go and do pediatrics or stay in a city. So it was really good to know that they trusted that I'd be back home and using those skills at home as well.
It's often the way, isn't it? The bush trains them and then off you go.
That's right. And look, some of the data that they've just spoken about today shows that there's always been that worry that people will, do this rural training as a stepping stone to a different specialty and then ending up in the city and not giving as much back to rural. And so they're quite protective of not, being that space, but they were also really supportive of letting me go to do that additional training to be able to bring it home, because it's either rural people going and getting that training or rural patients having to go away to get that care. So I think they were able to recognise that being able to do training elsewhere and bring it home is really important as well.
What you've heard so far today, any comments about that?
What in particular?
They're talking about where we go from here. Do you have any thoughts on where the program should go?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest concerns is that the rural generalist, concept is moving away or has left primary care in the dark a little bit. And I think definitely we need to move to a more integrated model, whether that's literally all in the same building or just perhaps Queensland Health recognising more that some of their positions need to be shared across with primary care and quarantining not just the FTE and the headcount, but just being more encouraging of people working across both domains rather than filling their need, the hospital need first before the primary care need. And one of the challenges there is that some people do rural generalist training for the right reasons and they really want to do the primary care, and then once they get into the swing of things they actually end up really loving the hospital stuff more than the primary care. And so working with all the stakeholders to make it attractive in all of those spaces to spread people where they really need it rather than bunching them all up in the hospital.